These are all Microflakes, and while they're awesome, they've been kind of a pain in our butt for the last couple months. Let me explain. Microflakes have never really played a big role in the peelable paint world, specifically because we never had a high gloss clear coat. And you're kind of wasting your time to a degree using Microflakes without a high gloss clear coat. But now that we have ultra high gloss, we've been getting a ton of messages, emails, and calls to our customer service team asking, how do I use Microflakes with ultra high gloss? And I'm gonna be honest, I can't speak for Gabe and the rest of the team, but I've been really pushing a lot of people away from Microflakes, telling them it's a really cool effect, but they add that texture effect. And then you have to add coat after coat of base on top to bury the Microflakes before you can even put on the ultra high gloss. But am I telling the truth? Are Microflakes more of a pain in the butt than they're worth? We're gonna find out today, because in today's video, we are going to spray 3 different Microflakes, and we are going to find out exactly how many coats of base need to be put on top of the Microflakes before you can put that high gloss without any texture. So let me show you what I'm working with. First is Lake Blue Holographic. Now notice this is a 0.004 flake. We're going to be testing 2 different sizes today. This is Laser Green, which is slightly larger at a 0.008. And then we have Light Purple, which is again a 0.008. Now in the automotive painting world, Microflakes are used all the time, because what you can do is put your base coat down, put your Microflake down, and then if you want to, you can either sand down your base coats nice and smooth before you put your clear coat on, or you can stack multiple layers of clear coat to bury any of the flake. But neither of those are really practical options for the dipping in the peelable paint world. So let's find out the truth. Gabe, do you have a prediction?
I'm thinking at least 1 sealer coat of, let's say, 1 Pro, because it's got a nice thick build, and then we'll gloss it.
You think we're gonna get away with 1?
Thinking.
See, I've been pushing people away from using these because in our experience, sometimes it's 2 or even 3. Maybe with the 0.04 you get quick hiding, maybe with the 0.08 you need more. Either way, what we're gonna do is we've got 3 extra large speed shapes back there, and we're gonna paint 1 with each of these flakes, and then we're gonna talk as we go and see how many coats of 1 Pro it takes to cover before Gabe and I both feel comfortable putting ultra high gloss on. Are you ready, sir?
I'm ready.
This is gonna be fun. Let's go. All right, we've got our flake coats down, and this is the laser blue, which is the 0.004, and this is the green, which is the 0.008. Now I can absolutely feel the texture of the flake on both of them, and I can feel the difference between the two. The 0.004 is a much smaller texture, but it feels like there's a lot more of it. And on the .008, it's much bumpier. I can feel the flake more, but it feels like they're a lot more separated and spaced out. So either one is going to pose a problem if you try to high gloss right over this. You're going to see the edges of the flake poking up through the gloss. So we have to now coat these with Clear 1 Pro. The question is, how many coats is it going to take until we eliminate the texture? Gabe thinks we might be able to get away with just one. I think it might be more than that. There's one way to find out. We're jumping in right now.
A few moments later.
All right, we've got 2 wet coats of 1 Pro down over the flake now. And I think this is where the size of the flake is starting to play a role. On the .004 laser blue, everything looks smooth to the touch. I can no longer feel the edges of the flake. I think this one's ready for clear coat. On the .008, it is still poking through a little bit more, and I do think this one is going to need a 3rd coat of sealer before you go with the clear coat. Now you do rely on the clear coat a little bit to help the hiding, but if you rely on it too much, it can really come back and bite you in the butt. So we're going to do a 3rd sealer coat here, then we're going to let everything dry and flash off, and then we'll come back with our gloss. All right, guys, we are all done with the experiment, and here's what we figured out. If you want to use Microflakes with peelable paint and ultra high gloss, you want to do 2 wet coats of your clear base coat on top of the flake before your gloss if you're using a smaller flake like a .004. If you're using a larger flake like a .008, you want to do 3 wet coats of clear base on top of those flakes, making sure that they're buried before you put the gloss on top. And if you're not sure what size flake you're using, just play it safe. 3 wet coats of clear base will usually do a pretty darn good job. Now, I cannot wait to show you our end results here. We've got the 3 speed shapes from the experiment, and then Gabe put something special together where he just mixed all the flakes together, and it looks like a kaleidoscope. It's awesome. If you want to spray your own car or play with any of our paints, head straight to DipYourCar.com. Gabe and I had a ton of fun in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I'll see you on the next one.